Giratina-Origin form was able to do really well in a grassroots tournament in Japan, being able to place in the top 8. We're going to be trying out this team and seeing how well it can perform. This Giratina team was able to do really well in a grassroots tournament which had a lot of top Japan players. Let's break it down. First, we have the Giratina-Origin form with the Gracious core, which gives it the form change, Levitate for its ability, with Terrifier as the defensive option. The Terrifier is a nice pair with the Giratina because it prevents it from getting burned. It's nice into the Calx Ice Rider matchup, as well as just having that fire type that is just not having that weakness to the earth powers from the Atlantis Incarnate can be very nice. It's also solid in the Flare Main Chiyu and several more. It will do a ton of damage with that Poltergeist as the ghost type attack, Dragon Claw, which is just able to hit opposing dragon types, the Shadow Sneak that's able to be helpful with priority, and protect to keep itself around. This Giratina has some pretty good stats across the board. It's just the speed is a bit lacking with 90 speed. It's otherwise just Shadow Rider is usually the better ghost type offensively just because of its speed stat, and it has pretty similar stats across the board. Although Giratina is one of the bulkier ones with a really high base HP. Its attack stats not incredible, but at least its item gives it a bit more power. So it is a pretty interesting niche mon, and it was really able to fit on this more defensive core that we were able to see with the pairing of Dondozo Ting Lu. It's just very nice offensively, can be really good defensively into like the common balance cores or Shifu, Rillaboom, and even knock off Incineroar since you can't knock off the Gracious core, and still be able to take attacks pretty well. And the Giratina really just runs as much attack as you can because, again, it's not exactly the highest physical attack stat out of all the restricteds. You have a bit of HP, but you don't really need too much, and then just a lot of speed because you want Giratina to outspeed Pokemon like Raging Bulls, the balance cores, and just dish out a ton of damage in general. Next Pokemon we're going to go over is the Dondozo with the Leftovers and the Unaware ability with the Terra Poisonous defensive typing that helps out against Rillaboom grass type attacks, fairy type attacks, and fighting type attacks from Urshifu. Just pretty standard Dondozo on the Ting Lu Dondozo combination. Leftovers is just a really great item, so Dondozo can just be annoying, spamming Yawn while getting that Leftovers recovery. You have the Wave Crash that's able to do some pretty strong damage in general. The Fissure, which can be nice if you need to really get that KO, especially into mons that are just going to take forever to KO. You have that Fissure, and 30% of the time you get it. It's really game changing. You have a lot of physical defense on this Dondozo with an impish nature, with just a lot of defense in general, and the HP is just supposed to stack with the Leftovers, give it maximum Leftovers recovery, and the special defense you need some alongside pairing with Ting Lu, but really Dondozo is just being able to wall pretty much any attack you can throw off against it, especially next to that Ting Lu, and just be disruptive to set up with that Yawns for the partners to dish out as much damage as they can with the Giratina, the Flutter Mane, and the Raging Bolt. Let's talk about the other pairing for the Dondozo combination, the Ting Lu with the Rocky Helmet and the Vessel of Ruin, which lowers the special attack of all Pokemon on the field. So it's just able to do so much with that Terra Poison as the defensive typing. Just Poison again helps out against Rillaboom, get into Urshifu and other fighting type attacks. It's just a good defensive typing in this regulation. With that Rocky Helmet, that's just supposed to chip away at opponents and really be nice into Urshifu Rapid Strike, for instance, because the combo can't really damage the Urshifus immediately, but that Rocky Helmet makes them very hesitant to click the Surging Strikes. We have Sand Tomb, which is able to trap opponents and do some good chip damage. Ruination, that's able to half the opponent's current HP stat, really just building up for like Giratina Shadow Sneak KOs or just any KOs in general from a speed booster Flutter can be very nice. Taunt is to help any disruptions or spores from like a Moongus, Trick Room, and more, and then Protect to stall out the Sand Tomb turns. And then mostly it's just special defense and HP because Ting Lu already has a really high physical defense stat. But yeah, you're just supposed to pair Ting Lu with Dondozo. Just again, Sand Tomb, Ruination, Yawn, just so much trapping, setting up for the end game mons. Next Pokemon we have is going to be the Booster Energy Flutter Mane with the Terra Steel option, and this is going to be a speed booster Flutter Mane with the moveset of Dazzling Gleam, Terra Blast, Calm Mind, and Protect. We've seen Calm Mind Flutter Mane do before, especially for instance Wolf's win in Charlotte of Regulation F, and we're bringing it back. And this reasoning for the Flutter Mane was having Calm Mind and Terra Blast because the weakness to the Terra Fairy Alex Shadow Rider. So that's the main reason you do have this Flutter Mane set, was to counter it, but also can be a good end game sweeper you can set up with the Calm Minds because of the Ting Lu Dondozo with the Yawn setup. So it's a way that can just dish out a good cleanup end game. With the speed booster that's decently fast, you're just able to outspeed quite a bit. And even if you don't have that speed booster active, you're still going to be able to outspeed base 100s, which is nice in general. You have a good amount of special attacks, so you have initial damage output, at least with the Dazzling Gleam immediately, and hit pretty hard after Calm Mind boost like a Specs variant. You have mostly a lot of bulk because there's just a lot of offense in the format with physical attackers like Rillaboom, Grassy Glide, Discerning Strikes from Urshifu, and more. So you need to be able to take those attacks because those damage will add up over time. And then you have to Calm Mind, which is helping the special defensive side, allowing Flutter Mane to take attacks. And again, this Flutter Mane is specifically to help out with the Calyx Shadow Rider, Terra Fairy stuff, but it's just really nice in general as an end game cleaner. Next Pokemon we have is the Raging Bolt with the Magnet as the item choice with the Terra Electric and Photosynthesis for the ability Electro Web, Draco Meteor, Thunderclap, and Protect. Electro Web speed control is just really nice to help out with the Giratina and the rest of the team because the team does lack some speed control. So having Electro Web can be really nice. Allows Giratina to be able to outspeed the base 135s after that Electro Web. So you're able to go for those follow-ups with Electro Web and then like a Poltergeist afterward to Giratina that's able to do a ton of damage. Draco Meteor, really strong dragon type attack as a powerful move. Thunderclap, of course, for the priority, and with Terra Electric and Magnet, that power is just going to really add up. And then this Raging Bolt is just supposed to be able to do a lot of damage to Magnets, already boosting the special attacks, so you don't have to run as much investment. You want the Raging Bolt to be bulky since you aren't running the Assault Vest item like we commonly see on Raging Bolt sometimes. So you are running some bulk to be able to take special attacks like the Astral Barrages and other follow-ups, and then just able to do quite a bit, stick around on the field, help out with that powerful Thunderclap, especially into like the Terra Fairy and Miraidon matchup. If you go for the Terra Electric, can be pretty important. Be able to survive like Dazzling Gleams and then fire back a really strong Thunderclap to revenge KO. Final Pokemon we have is the Wellspring Ogerpon with the Wellspring Mask and the Water Absorb. Overall, Wellspring Ogerpon we don't commonly see much in the format, but it does help out with their Urshifu. You do have Terrifier on the Giratina-Origin, so you got to be a little bit careful. Nice into Kyogre, which Ting Lu Dondozo combinations don't exactly like, so just an extra backup to the really powerful water type Pokemon out there. So you do have a way that can dish out damage, redirect those attacks, which can be very helpful. Hornleech for recovery, Ivy Cudgel for a strong water type move that hits Incineroar, which can be annoying for Giratina. Follow Me for the redirection, and Spiky Shield, of course, to keep itself around. It's a very bulky Ogerpon Wellspring form, max HP, just a little bit of attack because Hornleech isn't picking up those knockouts into like Urshifu and more. So you do want the Ogerpon to stick around. It does have a lot of speed. This is able to outspeed the adamant Urshifus that are max speed. And you also have factors with the Electro Web with Raging Bolt because this Ogerpon will outspeed those Urshifus as well after an Electro Web. And yeah, the Ogerpon is just able to stick around, go for Follow Me support, helps out into the bulky waters in general and chip them down. It's just a great support Pokemon for the Giratina that we don't see too much, but still has some usage in the format. Overall, with this team, you do set up a lot for the Dondozo and the Ting Lu, just lead it, dish out quite a bit of annoyance with the Yawn, the Ruination, the Sand Tunes, just chipping away your opponent's team for that endgame cleanup, utilizing the Giratina-Origin or whatever Pokemon in the back. You also have just a straightforward offense mode with Giratina-Origin. You could go with the Raging Bolt, the Wellspring Ogerpon, and the Flutter Mane, but usually you have more of the defensive core that you do try to rely on with the Dondozo, Ting Lu, as some of these Pokemon can brute force immediately like the Giratina, but otherwise are probably utilized more efficiently after getting some chip damage across the board. You do have Calm Mind set up with the Flutter Mane with next to Ogerpon Wellspring you can go for as well. You have Ogerpon Raging Bolt, which is a good lead. You can go for Electro Web, slow down your opponent's team, set up for Giratina. And yeah, a lot of this team is just trying to get damage and chip away your opponent's team to set up for the end game while being able to stick around on the field because a lot of these Pokemon are just generally bulky. If you'd like to check out the details of the team and the creator, they'll be linked in the description down below. They also have a team report about this team and some of the details that I might have missed, as well as a rental code available on that report. Calyx, Shadow Rider, Whimsicott, Incineroar, the Iron Hands, Indeedee, and the Urshifu. All right, so I do want to bring the This is kind of interesting because I think this is definitely expanding for his offense stuff, but definitely going to be a bit tricky here. Am I bringing Wellspring into this? Probably not. I do want to bring Dondozo Ting Lu for sure. I think Dondozo Ting Lu is pretty solid. I want to bring Giratina, and I think it's Flutter. And the problem is I might Terra the Ting Lu, which I don't really want to Terra the Ting Lu. I want to Terra the Flutter main. Well, then again, this shouldn't be Terra Steel. Actually, no, I don't think I bring Flutter, actually. Or maybe I bring Flutter, but I can Terra the Ting Lu because this shouldn't be Terra Fairy Calyx, I'd assume. I would assume this is like just offensive. I don't think it's like Draining Kiss Terra Fairy. Raging Bolt doesn't matter. Wellspring could help, I suppose. I think I'd rather just bring Flutter, realistically. I was trying to think of like, is there anything else I would bring? But the thing is, I do have to watch out for Calyx Shadow Rider because Calyx Shadow Rider is definitely the biggest threat to the team in general. It shouldn't be Covert Cloak on this team, I think, with Indeedee, but Life Orb definitely can hurt. I can't really Terra any of my Pokemon either because I get pinned by Psychic, so it's a bit of a weird spot. We're going to see Calyx Indeedee lead, which is fine. All right. Versus my Dondozo Ting Lu. I'm just going to go for a Sand Tomb Yawn combination immediately. Expanding Force is going to hurt the Dondozo, but with the Vessel of Ruin, we should be completely fine on taking it. So we'll go for the Yawn, and we'll go for the Sand Tomb into Calyx. The Indeedee could swap, I suppose, and Calyx could protect. So maybe it is better just to go for Yawn, Sand Tomb into Indeedee. Yeah, I don't think it's too bad. Let's see. The only problem is we do have this terrain, which is really annoying. We are going to see Follow Me come out. So the Indeedee's trapped in, which is actually kind of nice. All right. Nasty Plot's okay. Nasty Plot is okay. All right. As we get the Sand Tomb off into the Indeedee and the Yawn Trap. So unless they're Lumberry, I think we're in a pretty good spot. All right. So this upcoming turn, we double protect. Even if they Nasty Plot again, I don't think they have enough damage output to threaten the Ting Lu and the Dondozo. Because again, we have Unaware, so we don't care about the Calyx. With the Dondozo, at least. Follow Me again. Yep. Be expected. I could have taunted, but it's alright. I'd rather not take all that damage from a +2 Astral, because even though we have the Vessel of Ruin, I still think that it's just safer to go for this. Alright. Nice. Next turn, I'm going to go for Taunt into Indeedee and Yawn the Calyx, because the Calyx might go for a Protect to buy a turn of the Indeedee waking up. So I'm going to Taunt the Indeedee and go for the Yawn into Calyx. Then I can follow up with a Ruination, and I feel like we'll be in a pretty good spot. This has been a nice opener so far. Especially because I'm curious. Yep, they go for Protect. Exactly. Exactly. So we go for the Taunt into Indeedee because they do take their first turn of sleep right here. We are able to get the Taunt off into the Indeedee. Beautiful. Beautiful. And the Yawn goes into the Protect. So now they can't go for a Follow Me to redirect the Yawn that I'm about to go off into the Calyx. And I'm going to click Ruination into the Calyx and chip it away for Dondozo. So let's go for a Yawn into the Calyx. Let's go for a Ruination into Calyx as well. If something decides to switch in, they just lost so much momentum. They basically have taken so much damage on the Indeedee. The Indeedee is trapped in while not being able to go for attacks. There's no helping hand that can come out that can help the Calyx get a KO here potentially. Feeling in a pretty good spot. Let's see what they decide to go for here, because assuming I get the Ruination off and I can Wave Crash, I'll be in a lovely position. Astral Barrage is fine. Yeah, we eat that up extremely well. They do wake up with the Indeedee, which is nice. They go for Psychic. Okay. Fine. Able to get the Ruination off. I could have went for the Wave Crash, but I don't know if I KO'd Calyx. Is it Yawn? Okay. I gotta think about this a little bit, but I think we're in a pretty good spot in general. Sandtube is trapping the entity. Think we go for... I protect the Dozo always because I go down to Psychic combination. The question is, what am I doing with Ting Lu? I think I just Sandtomb the Calyrex. Because if they decide, hey, I'm going to swap out, I trap in that position with Sandtomb. And if we force a Terra, that's still pretty good for me. Although Terra Fairy would make this awkward, I suppose. Shouldn't open my mouth. Okay. I don't even think this is too bad, but that's still... Actually, no, that is pretty annoying. Because they probably knock out my Ting Lu here with Draining Kiss. I didn't think it would actually be Draining Kiss, but all right. We are going to see the Draining Kiss come out of Ting Lu. Oh, we survived. That's a... I don't know if that's a good survival or not, but we'll take it. They take damage from the Rocky Helmet. They're about to take damage from the Sand Tomb. All right. Please land the Sand Tomb. Nice. Because we do need the damage on the Calyx building up. All right, this might come... This is good. This is a tricky end game, but I still think we are in a decent spot. We have Force of Terra. The entity is still like in a bad spot for the most part. Sandtomb's freed. Calyx asleep now. Like train disappears, but Taunt also wears off, right? Oh no, Taunt didn't wear off. No, I'm in a really good spot. Yeah, because now I can go for Wave Crash and a Ruination into the Calyx and pick up that knockout. Awesome. Psychic, not gonna KO Dozo. Yep. Okay, goodbye Calyrex with Wave Crash Ruination. Perfect. Biggest threat to my Giratina gone. I even brought Fluttermane as a backup because it has Terra Steel, Terra Blast for Fairy Calyrex, but sure, we'll take it. Dondozo will take some chip, but right now our lead opener, we game range restricted. I mean, that's incredible. That's an incredible start. Entity shakes out the Taunt, but at this point it might be a bit too late for the Entity. Let's see who's being brought out next. It's going to be the Iron Hands, it looks like, which is fine. Kind of thing. Do I want to save the Ting Lu? There's no special attackers that matter. I guess it could be important for resetting later. I think I just protect Dozo and I just go out into Giratina. Oh, battle gonna be forfeit. Dondozo Ting Lu. Man, at least let me get my Giratina in. My Giratina was gonna have fun against the team, man. It just walled the entire team. Like, we didn't even get to see the Giratina just destroy the rest because I just switch in on the Drain Punch, most likely. I'm able to Dragon Claw KO the Entity the next turn. I force a Yawn. The Iron Hands is forced to choose for going for Wall Charge in a Dozo, which is fine. And then I just bring out the Flutter. And then Flutter plus the Ghost types are freed because the Shadow Rider was gone. But they didn't let me. They put me in the stable and didn't let me roam free. All right, we have Iron Bundle, Miraidon, Urshifu, Incineroar, Iron Hands, and Farigiraf. Okay. Miraidon, Scary Mon. How do I play against Miraidon generally? I definitely bring Ting Lu. Am I bringing Dozo? A good question mark. I'm not sure. I'm trying to figure out how I exactly work this position because Miraidon's a really tough mon to break through in general. I guess I could do like Ting Lu Flutter, which isn't awful. I do lower my own special attack on the Flutter, but I think I could set up for a decent end game. I think Giratina in the back, and then I bring Pokemon or the Raging Bolt. I think it's gonna be the Raging Bolt. Ah, this is such a weird team. It's such a weird combination because Iron Hands, Miraidon, or Shifu Farigiraf, sure, but they have more offensive tools than the standard one. They have Iron Bundle, which makes it scary. Probably Encore Iron Bundle too, I would imagine. We see Miraidon and Iron Bundle. Okay. All right, electric terrain is set up. We do have the speed booster on our flutter. Yeah, this is going to be very, very tough. Because I think it's Encore Bundle, and I'm like, how do I break through Encore Iron Bundle? I guess I'm just going to go for Dazzling Gleam and hope that we do survive one attack with Ting Lu. I guess we're going to get a Ruination off in the Miraidon. Actually, I should have Sand Tombed. I think I should have Sand Tombed to trap it. I don't know. I'm scared of Farigiraf back because I need the Thunder. This is just so bad, man. The Iron Bundle is making this bad because it's like, if it wasn't for the Iron Bundle, I could Calm Mind. But I think it's Encore. I do think it's Encore. I don't think it's Hydro Pump. Unless it's Dark Urge. They go for Icy Wind. They didn't Terra Fairy, so I don't think they're going to go for Gleam. The crit's bad in the Ting Lu. Okay, Miraidon's going to outspeed. They go for Volt. Oh, they read a Terra. That's beautiful. Okay, that's beautiful. I'm able to get a Dazzling Gleam off for some decent damage. And I get a Ruination off. No! Why? 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 Okay. I'm gonna Sand Tomb Protect, I suppose. Why did they? Why did it have to be that, man? Ruination was so good. So they hard read my Terra on Ting Lu, which is kind of fair because I did debate about it. I wasn't sure if they were going to go for the Terra Fairy immediately. We're going to see the Miraidon switch out, which is interesting. Iron Hands coming in. Okay, I do trap the Iron Hands with Sand Tomb, which isn't bad. What are you doing with the bundle, though? Are you going for Freeze Dry here, or are you just Icy Winding again? Freeze Dry into Flutter Mane. Okay, I'll take that. As we get a Sand Tomb off into Iron Hands, that's going to start wearing it down, which is nice. Flutter. Don't want to take too much damage. I think I'm just going to go Raging Bolt and protect my Ting Lu. I think if they have Encore, they go for Encore into the Flutter Mane, and they just go for a fighting move into my Ting Lu. So let's see. We will protect our Ting Lu because Freeze Dry doesn't make much sense because they could get a KO with hands. Yeah, they Freeze Dry my Ting Lu. That's also fair. Okay. And what does hands do? It clicks a Heavy Slam. That's fair too. That's also why I switched to Raging Bolt because it covered that. All right, nice. Iron Hands is taking a bunch of damage. Beautiful. We're gonna go for a Electro Web, I suppose. If I got the Ruination, I would have gotten so much damage into the Miraidon for a really clean setup, but now it's a bit awkward. I think we go out into Giratina here. Because I don't think we ever want to risk the Ting Lu. Because Ting Lu is what's stopping the Miraidon from sweeping. So I think we go Giratina. We shouldn't be taking too much damage from ice type attacks here. Yeah, it is Encore Bundle like I expected because they don't usually need Hydro Pump on these teams. Beautiful. Able to get the Electro Web off into the Iron Bundle. Pick up the knock on the Iron Bundle. Chip away the hands a little bit, but that speed drop's kind of nice. Drain Punch or Low Kick's going to hurt the Raging Bolt, but it's okay. Nice. They targeted the Ting Lu slot. That's exactly what I was hoping for. Beautiful. Beautiful. We've been taking some risky maneuvers, but I feel like it's been very likely that they would be working out. We're going to see the Miraidon come in. Kind of curious on what the last Pokemon is. I am just going to double protect here. Because they don't have the threat of Encore anymore. And if they decide, hey, I'm going to go for Terra Fairy Dazzling Gleam, I could just swap out into Ting Lu the next turn and Terra with one of my Pokemon. Terra Electric Thunderclap probably knocks out the Miraidon too, so that's an option I do have. We do see the Terra come out from Miraidon most likely. All right, how much do I want to risk here? Because I can go for Terra Electric Thunderclap, which should knock out the Miraidon. Because I have Magnet as well, and they gave me the Electric Terrain, so I think I'd KO. I don't think they brought Farigga at this point. I'm trying to figure out who the last Pokemon is. It might be Urshifu. Do they bring Farigga? I just feel like if you had Farigga, you would have swapped it in. Drain Punch. Okay. Electric Terrain disappears from the battlefield, so actually... if I have Raging Bolt, I beat everything in the bag. I think my best play is just to go Ting Lu and go for the Terra, and we'll go for Poltergeist into the Miraidon. They swap out Miraidon, which is fair. Ursh. Oh, they did have Farigga actually. Oh, this actually makes this weird then. I think this is still all right, but this is definitely weird. Okay. Good Farigga switch. All right. I thought they would want offense for the Ting Lu part, but I guess with hands and fairy, it's... I'm about to take a Drain Punch, aren't I? I'm about to take a pretty strong Drain Punch. Granted, I don't know. This back is gonna be very confusing. Poltergeist is gonna fail. Drain Punch. Yep. I am able to hang on. All right, I don't think they can knock out Ting Lu with Farigga, so they would have to target with Iron Hands. I think my best play is to taunt the Farigga and go for a Poltergeist into Iron Hands. If they decide, hey, I'm gonna read the damage into your... or read a Protect from Ting Lu, they go for the Drain Punch or Low Kick into Giratina. I should be okay with that. I think I just gotta stop a Helping Hand situation. Poltergeist do land. Beautiful. Is this KO? Barely. Oh, I was faster than Iron Hands. Okay, I get to taunt off into the Giratina-Origin, which is nice. They Drain Punch to Giratina. Okay, perfect, 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 perfect. And they went for Trick Room? I'm surprised they Trick Roomed. Okay, that works. I go for Ruination into the Farigga, and I guess I Dragon Claw to Iron Hands. There's no way you swap into Miraidon. Or are they going to go for a Poltergeist Miss, which I think is fair. I think I Poltergeist. I think I have to. I just risk it. Okay. Because either way, if Miraidon comes in, it's actually kind of an awkward spot because they would still have hands around. So I think Poltergeist is better there because it punishes a Miraidon. Agreed. They go for Psychic, which isn't going to do much. It does some decent chip. Here comes Ruination. Into the Farigga. Get some damage. Alright, this should be Miraidon. With Terra Fairy still available. Electric Seed activates, which isn't great actually because Dragon Claw won't KO Farigga anymore, but Dazzling Gleam should be the final move. Trying to figure out how I guarantee seal this. I think I protect the Ting Lu. How much does Gleam do to Flutter? I feel like Gleam does not KO Flutter, but Helping Hand Gleam will. That's a problem. No, I have to go for Poltergeist here. I think I gotta go for Poltergeist and hope it KOs. Otherwise, we're in a lot of trouble. Yeah. So we go for Poltergeist, protect. They forfeit, actually. No, I think you could win. I think Gleam can win, and assuming I miss Poltergeist, you can win. Because I don't have Shadow Force. And I can't do much because of the priority blockers. So I need to hit Poltergeist there. If I miss the KO, I sack my Giratina plus my whatever was in Flutter. my Raging Bolt there to get in Raging Bolt and Ting Lu. Then I go for Protect Dazzling Gleam. Dazzling Gleam needs to KO, which it definitely should if Poltergeist didn't. If I miss there, I just lose the game anyway. But no, it was definitely winnable. But oh, that's just a tricky one, man. I think just Maraudon's a bit tricky. Pelipper, Grimmsnarl, Landorus Incarnate, Calyx Ice Rider with Rillaboom and Urshifu. Rain is scary. Rain is 100% scary. We do have Ting Lu Dondozo, which I probably... Actually, this is weird. There's no Raging Bolt. Very fascinating. I'm trying to think. Am I going with Ting Lu Dondozo mode? It's not really super great into Cali Ice. I mean, this is good into Cali Ice. This isn't so much. The problem is I don't have an immediate way to get rid of Rillaboom with this team. And I think that's a huge weakness that we're just going to have to figure out. Because it's specifically Rillaboom with Cali Ice that's the problem. Am I bring the Raging Bolt or am I bringing the Wellspring in the back? Should probably bring the Raging Bolt because I need another Grass Resist for the Rillaboom. This is going to be a tough one. This is going to be a tough one. They have a lot that is just difficult for me to handle because they got Rillaboom, Cali Ice, and Rain all in the same team. I don't know if they're going to bring all of them because they might say, hey, I'm not going to. But we're going to see the Rillaboom plus the Pelipper lead immediately. Okay. Versus Dondozo and my Ting Lu. Okay. All right, I'm gonna do some specific pivoting here. I'm gonna protect the Ting Lu and go out into Raging Bolt. Turn 1, because I need Dondozo around to make sure I can beat the Cali Ice, and I don't want to Terra yet. We bring out the Raging Bolt. Protect our Ting Lu. They fake out my Dondozo slot. Is this Weather Ball into Ting Lu? Yeah. Okay, that's best case scenario. That's best case scenario because I didn't take Woodhammer. All right, we definitely love that. We're gonna swap out our Ting Lu now, go out into Giratina, and we're gonna Electroweb because if we can get rid of the Pelipper, that's a good start. Because then I can freely Terra Poison like the Ting Lu and not have to worry about us taking much damage from like a Weather Ball. All right, so not a bad start. I could have double swapped into my Giratina and I guess got it better offensive position, which maybe I should have now that I think about it. Maybe it was a double switch or maybe switching out into Giratina first. I want to stall out the rain turns, which is why I decided to go with this commitment, but I think I should have taken a more offensive Giratina approach. We're going to see the Weather Ball into Giratina doesn't do that much damage. Drum beating. Okay. Sure. They get the speed drop, but I mean, I get the Electroweb off, so Pelipper and Rillaboom are taking a bunch of damage. Yeah, no, I'm happy with this. All right, Pelipper is slow now. I don't know. Giratina should be faster than the Pelipper if I'm not mistaken. I can go for Poltergeist into the Rillaboom slot, and I'm going to go for Electroweb again. Because it pretty much pins a lot of like what they could switch into. So I just need damage on Rillaboom, man. Just damage on Rillaboom so it can't Woodhammer spam against my back. That's the important part. I don't know if Pelipper's going to click Wide Guard or if it goes for Protect. Either one is fine. Poltergeist is the big damage move I need to hit into Rillaboom so I can actually get some good damage. Pelipper going to retreat, which is fine. Landorus? Or is this Cali Ice? I almost thought about doubling the Pelipper, but it wasn't worth it if they protected. Okay. Actually, they can't Woodhammer. Wait, that actually might be better for me. Is it? Okay, I get the Poltergeist off. Nice. Rocky Helmet Rillaboom. What? And it's high horsepower? Whoa, like what? What just happened? Okay, high horsepower Rillaboom, which I don't think goes down to Dragon Claw. I can go Dozo. This is a bit of a weird position. I think I'm gonna go Dozo and Protect. Just because I think Rillaboom should retreat here, but maybe I'm wrong. I want to bring Dondozo in so I could potentially get a Yawn target into the Giratina. I feel like Rillaboom wouldn't want to get knocked out here, but let's see. They went for Drum Beating into Giratina instead. Okay. Trick Room? No, it's just Glacial Lance, which is fine. All right. If it's Ursh in the back, who's faster, my Giratina or their Rillaboom? It was my Giratina, right? I'm pretty sure it was my Giratina. I'm like pretty sure we saw the Giratina move first. I figured that means I can go for a Dragon Claw into the Rillaboom, and I can go for a Yawn into Calyrex. And if they give me the Rillaboom, I should be able to wall the rest of the team. But we'll see. If we go for the Terra Fire, this gives us great resist to Glacial Lance and the Grass type attacks. We see a Terra. This should be Cali Ice, right? Yeah, that makes more sense. Terra Water is fine. That makes it vulnerable to Raging Bolt later in the game, which is good. All right, get a Dragon Claw off into the Rillaboom, pick up the knockout. I do take the Rocky Helmet, but that is a pretty good trade. I'll guarantee the KO in the Rillaboom for that, for taking the Rocky Helmet damage instead of risking the Poltergeist and missing. I also covered the Pelipper. Cool, cool. I get a big Yawn off into Calyrex Ice Rider. Nice. I think Giratina's done the job I needed to do for the most part. Rain stops. Calyrex Ice Rider can choose between sleeping and getting sacking the final Mon. So if Pelipper comes in on this slot, I'm going for Shadow Sneak and Yawn. If they decide, hey, I'm going to go into my last slot, I'm going to Shadow Sneak the Calyrex Ice Rider and Yawn the whatever's in. Or if it's Landers, I go for Wave Crash realistically and get the KO. Yes, that's always the play. They're in a tough spot now, especially because I got the Yawn off. So very happy my maneuvers have worked, even though I feel like I probably could have been punished. Okay, Pelipper comes in. We have Shadow Sneak for a reason. We're going to go for Shadow Sneak and Yawn. If they decide to keep the Shadow Rider in, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine if they do. So I go for Yawn into Shadow Sneak. They could protect Pelipper and switch out the Cali Ice, but I still think it's kind of the same scenario. Although I think it's probably Scarf Urshifu in the back, which has U-turn potential. So I guess that could be a factor of how to maneuver. Oh, they stay in. Beautiful. All right, I get the Shadow Sneak off. Goodbye, Pelipper. Awesome. Who do I think is in the back? They had Landorus Eye. Oh, Seed Bomb. Ooh. Okay, I was about to say, why did that Seed Bomb do so much damage? It was a crit. Okay, I was about to say. This is Urshifu, right? Oh no, it's Landorus. Okay. So we go out into Ting Lu, and we're going to go for a Wave Crash into the Lando. Because this will reduce the damage from the Lando's Sandsear Storms. Or the Earth Power. They crit? Wow, that I just barely survived. Okay, that's clutch. That's clutch. Okay. Here comes a wave crash. Goodbye, Lando. And I think assuming I don't get crazy RNG'd, I think I have a really good position for the end game. So we're going to go out into our Giratina first because we want to get damage into the Cali Ice before we set up our Thunderclap situation. We're going to go for Ruination into the Cali Ice, and we're going to go for Poltergeist. Or I should just Dragon Claw. Because one Glacial Lance shouldn't knock out Ting Lu. Alright, we're able to hit the Ruination. Beautiful. I think we're in a good spot to win. And they stay asleep. Okay, so I win the game guaranteed. Because I can taunt the Calyx Ice Rider, force them to attack, and then I can Thunderclap. Guaranteed. So we go for a Dragon Claw, and we go for a taunt. Not going to be forfeited. Ooh, okay. Scary team. Scary team. But as I said before, they can't bring everything. They wanted the Lando as a backup to Raging Bolt. We did force the Terra out of the Cali Ice quickly, which was beautiful. KOing the Rillaboom was the big one. The fact that we were able to eliminate the Rilla meant that Dondozo could do things. And yeah, it was super helpful. The fact that it was actually C-Bomb Cali Ice was concerning, but luckily it didn't come up too much into play. Kyogre, Landorus Incarnate, Incineroar, Rillaboom, Urshifu, and Archaludon. It's really interesting to see a team that that has Kyogre but no Torn. Also, Ogerpon looks fantastic here. Ogerpon does look fantastic here. Okay. My brain, I think I lead Raging. I think Raging Bolt plus Ogerpon is just such a safe lead. I don't really see how they incredibly punish it. I like Giratina, Ting Lu and back. I don't really like Dondozo in this game. It helps against Landorus, I suppose, which definitely should be a factor because I guess they don't have to bring it because they have the Archaludon to beat my Raging Bolt. Otherwise, like what? I would say I could see foregoing Kyogre because Kyogre is just such a weird mon in this matchup. I guess I could break through Ting Lu Dondozo combo, but are you scared of that when you have Rain, Water, and Rillaboom? I think you always bring Rillaboom. I think you always bring Archaludon. Maybe you need the Kyogre in order to enable the Archaludon for Electroshot. I guess that would make sense. A lot of this is how well do I play around Archaludon, because now that I think about it, this team does not like Archaludon, especially Terra Fairy Archaludon. So, you know, I kind of realized that afterward, but then again, there wasn't really much I could do that like locks in and does well into Archaludon. So let's see. Ruination's going to help, I guess, with Ting Lu. Like, Ting Lu is going to be a very important factor for helping to beat Archaludon. We can pivot into Electroshot, I suppose. Incineroar, Rillaboom. Interesting lead. Okay. Versus Raging Bolt and Ogerpon. I think this is a pretty good lead because Raging Bolt's in a good spot. I just want to fire off damage immediately. I think my play is to go for... I just want a Draco. I kind of need damage into the Rillaboom immediately. I think I just fake out. You're going to Wood Hammer here immediately, or are you going to go for something else? I feel like I want to play on the offense. The double protect is obvious, but they might go for like fake out U-turn into Raging Bolt, or maybe like fake out knockoff. I think I'm just going to go for Ivy Cudgel. All right, no protects, no fake outs. An Ivy Cudgel going to come out in Incineroar. Really big damage in Incineroar, which I'll gladly take. It's a loaded dice bullet seed. That makes sense. They aren't KOing Ogerpon, but Ogerpon just took a lot of damage when I could have just went for a spiky shield. Okay. Ooh, 4 hits. Nice. Okay. Draco Meteor into the Rilla. Pretty good damage. All right. And Parting Shot. All right, this is where it's gonna get scary because this is definitely gonna be the into Archaludon. Actually, I'm kind of surprised they didn't just go for Bullet Seed and Heart Swap into Archaludon. I think that would have made a lot of sense there. Looking back at it. Or Shifu. Do they not have Archaludon? If they don't have Archaludon, this makes my life so much easier. I think it has to be. Oh, that makes my life so much easier. All right, I'm gonna Electro Web and I'm gonna swap out into Giratina, I guess. Or I could sack Ting Lu. I think sacking Ting Lu is fine. I'd rather have Giratina healthy. With their Incineroar weakened, it's hard to switch into Giratina. So I think I want to... Yeah, I sack Ting Lu always. It's not necessary to win. They go for close combat, which is beautiful because they take a bunch of damage from the Rocky Helmet, as well as that defense drop, which is pretty big for the Electro Web damage I'm about to do with Magnet. Maybe KOs their Shifu here. They went for the Bullet Seed double up. I'm okay with that. Yeah, I guess they just didn't have Archalon. I was so scared of Archalon, but they just didn't bring it, which surprises me. But I guess they were... I wonder what they were scared about. Maybe Underwear Dondozo or the fact that I have Terra Poison on both my mons. Good damage on both. All right, we go out into Giratina here. We threaten the Poltergeist into the Rillaboom. I think -4 or... Well, actually, no, it's... I think I'm just going to Electro Web again, and I'm just going to Poltergeist the Rilla. This should be always a swap into Incineroar or Shifu, yeah. Yeah, Incineroar comes in. Okay, I get the damage into Incineroar as well as the damage into Rilla with Poltergeist. The end game is interesting, but I think we're okay. Poltergeist. Loaded dice, so it wasn't Assault Vest. It's just especially defensive. Okay. Ooh, it's not a KO, but I guess that's not too bad. They have a really tough time with damaging my dragons now. A U-turn. Yeah, I can reset my stats at least. Like, the entire Incineroar slot is dropped to my Dragon Claw. Unless they decide, hey, I'm going to bring out... Yeah, like if Kyogre is coming in for that slot, that means everything on this side is just... Okay. I don't know if they have Ice Beam. If they have Ice Beam, I mean, that's okay. I'm pretty sure Dragon Claw KOs everything on their right slot. So I'm going to go Ogerpon and just Dragon Claw the Incineroar. Because I would like to reset my special attack drops. The only way I see this being a misplay, I guess, is... Actually, no, I can see this being a misplay. I think they're going to tear... Well, I don't think you Terra Grass to Kyogre this turn. I think you keep the Terra as long as possible. Ogerpon in. Oh, no, they did Terra. Okay. That actually helps because that means they can't Terra, like, or Shifu later on. We do see the Terra on the Kyogre. This is Blizzard. I'm gonna flip. This is Blizzard. I'm gonna flip, man. Dragon Claw. It's slow Kyogre. I do pick up the knockout into the Incineroar. Ice Beam into Giratina, I suppose. Yeah, Ice Beam. Okay. Doesn't KO. Oh, this got so weird. Terra Ice Beam? You should go Urshifu here because I'm assuming you're Scarf Urshifu on this team. Yeah. You should always KO to Ogerpon. I think you should always close combat the Ogerpon and Ice Beam double it up. I'm gonna go for the Poltergeist. I have to go for it into Urshifu. Yeah, I have to go for it into Urshifu here. If they raid me and go for the Urshifu attack into Giratina, I lose the game. But like my only hope here is that Ogerpon can beat the Kyogre, because I can Terra my Ogerpon in the end game. So we bring out the Raging Bolt. Kyogre retreats into Rillaboom. Wait, that's amazing for me. Okay. They did close combat. That's incredible for me. Because assuming I land Poltergeist, I KO'd your Shifu, then I can Shadow Sneak the Rillaboom in the end game. Wait, it's Sash or Shifu? I could have stayed in Corn Leash, but okay. I guess that play makes sense if they think my Ogerpon's faster, but I don't know. Yeah, I know, because they're hoping that Ivy Cudgel goes out into Rillaboom. They KO the Ogerpon, and then they hope Kyogre cleans up in the end game. That is not what I expected, though. All right, Kyogre in. I just protect Raging Bolt and I Shadow Sneak the Rillaboom always. The Shadow Sneak will KO the Rillaboom, and Kyogre is going to get the Revenge KO on Giratina. Then I just, if Rillaboom reveals Protect, that's fine too, because I can Thunderclap threaten it. All right, I think we're good. Take out into Raging Bolt to avoid like a Thunderclap. Here comes Shadow Sneak. It also comes down to how fast this Kyogre is, because the Kyogre, if it's fast, does outspeed my... If it's timid max speed, it outspeeds my Wellspring. Okay, Giratina goes down. I guess I can Electro Web, though. I can Electro Web into the Kyogre. I don't know. I feel like Thunderclap is just always the play. One turn of Rain. Yeah, I think I just Thunderclap and go for the Ivy Cudgel, because I think they're going to play Scared and go for the Ice Beam into Wellspring, or they're going to go for Protect. If they go for Protect, the Rain's over, so with this special defense boost, they shouldn't be able to KO my Wellspring. Especially with Thunderclap threatening the damage into the Kyogre, so Water Spout's not powerful. I think I'm okay here. At least I might Thunderclap the Kyogre. Okay. Oh, it's a Salt Vest. Okay, we're good. Because Ivy Cudgel should be doing... Unless they Thundered, but I think the Ivy Cudgel in range should do enough to put in range of another Thunderclap if it doesn't KO. And we KO the Kyogre. Oh, that was a sweaty one. That was a sweaty one. Also, if it's a Salt Vest Kyogre, it wasn't a Salt Vest or Chaladon. I guess it was like... What was our Chaladon say? Is this... No, if you're loaded dice, you should be... I don't even know. I don't even know, because what are you running? Like, if it's loaded dice Rillaboom for the bullet, it should be Bullet Seed Stamina. But if you're not a Salt Vest or Chaladon, I guess that's why they were scared, but I'm not sure. All right, we have Calyx, Shadow Rider, Xian Pao, Urshifu, Dragonite, Raging Bolt, and Rillaboom. Okay. Offensive Shadow Rider team. Ting Lu Dondozo ain't bad here, but there is the real I have to respect. I think I'm gonna go with the combination of Dondozo Ting Lu, and then in the back I actually do like the Fluttermane Giratina combination. Should be either offensive Shadow Rider. I think it is probably offensive Shadow Rider on this team. Having double Ghost is good into a Dragonite endgame situation. The Rila is going to be the tough one, though. Rila is going to be a tough one to deal with, but we'll see. Because Power Rillaboom is a safe lead. I probably have to Terra Poison immediately, which isn't ideal, but we're going to see Urshifu plus the Rillaboom instead. Okay, versus Dondozo and Ting Lu. That's fine. Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm actually going to swap out to Dondozo. I'm going to go out on Giratina, and I'm actually going to immediately go for Ruination, and I'm going to target down the Rila. I think getting damage into Rila is super important in this matchup in general. I don't think they're doubling up the Ting Lu with Woodhammer Surging. I think they're going to either spread the attacks, go for Fake Out into Dondozo, which is fine. I think Surging or Close Combat's always going to Ting Lu, but I always think that this should not be a double up from Rila, because that Terra Poison would be so risky. Yep, they Fake Out. Beautiful. And Surging, they're going to take a lot of damage from Rocky Helmet, and I'm okay with Ting Lu taking a bunch of damage here. Oh. It's Punching Glove or Shifu. Good to know. Okay. Good to know. Yeah, Ruination off into the Rilla for good damage. Okay. Gonna go for Poltergeist into the Urshifu. I'm gonna swap out here into Dondozo actually. Actually, that's so weird. I wanted that damage into Urshifu so I could punish it, but now I can't. We go Dondozo. I hope this isn't Grassy Glide in this slot, but I don't think it should be. Poltergeist comes out. All right, goodbye. Rilla. That's great. Yep. Okay. That's a slow Urshifu too. Wait, is this a team? No, we didn't. No, that had Zacian. They Surgery Strikes again, which is beautiful because Dondozo's able to eat it up with the Grassy Terrain leftovers. And then we can force the Yawn situation into the Shadow Rider, which is great. All right, so very happy about this. Very happy about this. Because we got rid of Rillaboom and Dondozo is healthy, which is incredible. So there should be Shadow Rider coming in. We're going to go for Yawn into the Shadow Rider. Yeah, we Yawn the Shadow Rider and swap into Ting Lu so we take less damage with our Dondozo here. They don't get a boost unless they go for Draining Kiss specifically. So let's Yawn here. Force the Shadow Rider out. And then they'll take the KO on Ting Lu later in the game. And when they take the KO on Ting Lu, I'll get a free swap back into Giratina in a great offensive position. Bring out the Ting Lu. Ooh, we see the Terra immediately, which is really, really good for me because I get to confirm the Terra. They're scared of Shadow Sneak. Terra Ghost. I should have Wave Crashed. If I Wave Crashed, I think I won. Okay. Astral? I don't think this knocks out Ting Lu. Doza will be okay. Yeah, they don't KO either. Perfect. You go for the close combat. Dondozo survives. All right, nice. This is really good. The Yawn off. Excellent. All right, I think we're in a really good spot to win. Dondozo's in range of Dazzling Gleam. I think I just go for Sand Tomb and I go for Wave Crash. Actually, no. I Ruination and I Wave Crash. Yes. Is they're going to retreat that slot? I don't know what's coming in, but we'll find out. Is it Dry Knight or is it Xianpao? Xianpao. That's perfect. Surging Strike's going to Dondozo, but that's acceptable. Okay. Please hit this Ruination. Please hit this Ruination. Okay, good. Unfortunately, we're I guess it could still be complicated. We're going out into Giratina. Yeah, this could still be complicated, actually. Oh, yeah, this could still be complicated. All right. We saw my Giratina was faster than the Urshifu. I'm pretty sure Poltergeist will KO the Urshifu with it being -1 defense and the Sword of Ruin. I want to sack Ting Lu here, so I think I go for I think I Sand Tomb. I gotta make a risky play. I think I gotta Terra Ghost or Terra Fire and Poltergeist KO the Urshifu because the Urshifu was slower than my Giratina. They're -1 defense plus the Sword of Ruin. Like, you might be thinking, why didn't I just go Flutter Mane? The problem with going Flutter Mane is Sucker Punch Aqua Jet might KO the Flutter Mane. So I don't think I risked that. Oh, they went for Ice Shard and a Tinglet. Wait, that's beautiful, actually. Assuming I KO the Ursh here. Just KO the Ursh. Oh, it's Life Orb Pow. Okay, it is Punching Glove like we saw. Okay. I think we're good. I think we're good. As the terrain disappears from the battlefield, I think the Flutter has enough bulk to survive. Actually, I don't know if the Flutter has enough bulk to survive the Life Orb Sucker Punch. But we know the Shadow Rider can't... Wait, it could be... It is probably Focus Sash. Oh, it might actually come down to do I live Sucker Punch. I think it does too. Oh, I think it does. If they have Sucker Punch. If they don't have Sucker Punch, they just lose. We saw Ice Shard. I'm gonna go for Dazzling Gleam Shadow Sneak. If I think that the Sucker Punch KOs, I should protect and Shadow Sneak the Shadow Rider. Actually, no, I would protect Dragon Claw, right? Problem is, I can't tell if this is Sash. I feel like it should be. The damage, I don't think it was Specs. You know what? I'm gonna protect Dragon Claw. Please show me Sucker Punch into Flutter and Astral Barrage. Oh, they protected Callie. That's so good for me. No, that should ensure it. Yes. Okay. That ensures it. Whew. Okay, I didn't think it was Specs damage, so I was like, okay, if it's Life or Power, it should be Sash, Callie, Shadow. They have to Sucker Punch because if I go for Icy Wind or Dazzling Gleam, they just instantly lose. Usually Dazzling Gleam, but yeah, now I just guarantee win by Dazzling Gleam, Shadow Sneak. So I knew that they were always attacking with Pal there. I was just like, okay, if Shadow Rider goes for Astral Barrage, like the only way I think I'm losing is if they go for a Dark type move plus Astral Barrage into Giratina, and I thought that would have been extremely risky. And again, Flutter could just win potentially if I just attack in general. So I felt like it was less likely to. So. Oh, thank goodness, man. Thank goodness. I'll gladly take that. Got the calls, right? Incineroar, Calyx, Shadow Rider, Urshifu, Rillaboom, Farigiraf, and Raging Bolt. I'm curious if this is the exact same spreads and pace that Wolf used to do well at the World Championship as well as NIC, because Terra Water makes this a bit strange on the Cali Shadow, but Ting Lu is not bad, neither is Dondozo, but I gotta respect, and I mean I gotta respect the fact that it's a priority blocker. Giraffe is actually really annoying for my team. It's not going to be easy. I think I'm going to go with Giratina lead and what do I want to lead Giratina with? Giratina Wellspring actually doesn't sound bad if they lead Kali Shadow Ogerpon. Yeah. Because I don't really like Flare too much. Raging Bolt's not bad, but I think I need Ting Lu Dondozo. This is going to be complicated. The problem is if this is Terra Water Kali Shadow, it's a lot harder. Raging Bolt. Yeah, shit about Raging Bolt. I was like, what scares Raging Bolt? I think I'm a bit annoyed with Raging Bolt because I'm pretty sure after Nasty Plot, I'm pretty sure Astro's just all... Well, I guess that's the same in Wellspring, but the thing with Wellspring is it can hit the Incineroar, which is a Pokemon I have a bit of difficulty getting rid of immediately. I don't know. The things that are going to be complicated are going to be the Rillaboom and the Kali Shadow. Terra Water Kali Shadow and the Giraffe. The Giraffe's actually kind of a threat. There's so much on the line here. They can't bring everything. They could. We'll see. Rillaboom for Farigiraf. Okay, wait, no, that's not bad. That's not bad. Against Ogerpon and the Giratina. I don't know. Trick Room is not really like a solid play here. I think I'm just going to go for a Poltergeist into the Rillaboom slot, and I'm just going to go for a Spiky Shield with Ogerpon. I just get a bunch of damage unless they switch an Incin. But yeah, they give me the Poltergeist here. I think they're going to try to get rid of Wellspring. They fake out. Interesting. I guess they don't want the damage on the Giraffe, which is fair. They take a lot of damage, which is beautiful. Because Poltergeist. That's a bad miss. That's a bad miss. Okay. I'm not as scared about the Giraffe. I'm more scared of the Rilla. I'm willing to double up the Rillaboom with Ivy Cudgel plus Poltergeist. And if I go down to Woodhammer, so be it. I'm okay with that. And if they switch an instant, they get punished by Ivy Cudgel. So I'm all right with this. That's not a great start. Well, we could have had an amazing start, but let's see. If we KO'd a Rillaboom, it's nice, but I just don't think Poltergeist is doing that much. Okay. We do land this time. I just barely, yeah. They get a U-turn. The fact that the Rillaboom is still around is going to be really annoying for the later parts of the game, but we'll see what we can do. This is Shadow Rider. I imagine this is Shadow Rider and Hyper Voice just to get damage across the board, so I'm putting Astral Barrage range. Like, I wanted damage into Farig this turn instead of wasting the opportunity. Calyx comes in. This might not be awful, though. Because this is Hyper Voice. Yep. Do I want to waste my Terrifier? I think I always go Ting Lu for the Ogerpon slot. The question is, what am I doing with Giratina? Am I protecting? Am I attacking? Or am I doubling out in Dondozo? I think my best play is to Terrifier Poltergeist, because I don't want to give him a nasty plot opportunity. Though I really don't think they should. Try Dragon Claw. They have to Terra or protect the Kali Shadow. I think I'm just switching to Ting Lu and going for the Terra. Because I need the special attack drop here, which is going to be very important for my Giratina to stick around on the field. Okay, they protect the Shadow Rider. There's no way you play this aggressive and don't protect here. He probably went for Hyper Voice, which is going to suck for me. Or maybe Psychic into Giratina, but alright. Yeah, I should have Dragon Clawed the Giraffe. But that's fine. Well, it's not ideal, but it's not end of the world place. Hey, Psychic, yeah. Come on, man. Gonna Ruination the Giraffe, protect so I can go for Dragon Claw. Hope that they Astral Barrage Hyper Voice here with Terra Water. That's okay. They switch out too, which is fine. Rillaboom comes in, acceptable. We protect Giratina. Hyper Voice, acceptable, acceptable, acceptable. We get the Ruination, cool. Get damage into the Giraffe. The upcoming part is, do they fake out the Giratina and Hyper Voice, or are they going to go for a Grassy Glide / Woodhammer? I think I gotta go... I think Dondozo here. Let's turn to Grassy Terrain. I think I Sand Tomb the Rillaboom. No, I'm really worried if they go for the Woodhammer here. The thing is, I could Dragon Claw, and I think Dragon Claw will put him in a bad spot, but we'll see. Oh, they went for Grassy Glide. All right. I take a bunch of damage, but at least I get the Sand Tomb onto Farigiraf, hopefully. And then I can Yawn Pressure the... Yawn Pressure the Calyrex. Sand Tomb. Grassy Terrain is going to end too, which means the Giraffe is super weakened at this point in the game. It might be winnable, but it's still really rough. I need a Yawn into the Shadow Rider ASAP, though. I need a Yawn into that Shadow Rider ASAP. Yeah. Grassy Terrain disappears from the field. Oh, Raging Bolt comes in. Okay. I don't mind that, actually. I'm sacking Ogerpon because I don't need Ogerpon as much. I'm going to keep Ting Lu around because I need Ting Lu. But it's very... Actually, can I beat the Raging Bolt? Probably not. I took too much damage. I'm pretty sure that Ogerpon is just not going to help out. They protect Raging Bolt, which is actually pretty decent for me. Okay. You protect Ting Lu. Hyper Voice, sure. Ogerpon goes down. That's fine. Is it okay? Hold on. If I force a Terra onto Raging Bolt, I'm in a good spot. Have I revealed Dragon Claw? I don't think I have. If the Bolt goes for Terra, I can Shadow Sneak threaten the Calyx Shadow Rider, so there might be hope. Or do I read Bolt and not Terra here? If they don't Terra, I could probably knock it out with Dragon Claw, which would be massive. Do they expect me to have a dragon move is the question. They should, because they should not expect me to have a ghost move here. Oh, this is... Okay, they didn't. I get a Dragon Claw off and a Bolt. Oh, does not do nearly enough. Dragon Pulse. Ting Lu. I switched out on a Dondozo. Did I have a chance? Psychic comes out. I just go down. All right. I tried. I think we were in a good spot, but Poltergeist is one of those moves because I wouldn't have had to take so much damage on Ogerpon. I would have gotten rid of one of the biggest threats to my combination Dondozo Ting Lu. I could have even afforded to tear the Dondozo, I think, in general. Like, I think I would have been in a much better spot, but it was really hard to play catch up, and the fact that they just had so much health resource. Like, Farigiraf was difficult, the Raging Bolt, Terra. Like, what if I Dragon Claw the Farig? I guess if I Dragon Claw the Farig, but even then, like, Raging Bolt's healthy, and I wasn't sure how I was beating it. So maybe Wellspring was just a bad bring. Even though it's Terra Water on the Cali Shadow. I guess I needed my own Bolt. I think I probably need my own Bolt. Or Flutter, maybe. I thought Wellspring could work in this, but it really did not. It really did not. All right, let's go over to games. And game one was just able to trap that Calyx Shadow Rider, and I felt like I positioned this game pretty well, especially with the taunt on the Ting Lu to prevent the Indy from going for the Follow Me, to prevent the Yawns or the Sand Tomb going on to the Calyx. Raining Kiss was a little bit strange. However, just being able to knock out that Calyx Shadow was so good for the rest of my team. In game two, Iron Bundle a little bit of a threat, and I did have to do some maneuvering, but luckily was able to position it pretty well with the Terrifier, Giratina, and hit the Poltergeist. I think a bit of a premature forfeit right there, but I do think as long as I hit the Poltergeist, I'm in a really good spot to win. In game three, not a bad start, as I was just able to get a ton of damage across the board, and was able to take some decent traits afterward, where getting KOs into the Rillaboom meant it was really hard for them to damage the Dondozo. Then I was able to get a Yawn off into the Calyx Ice Rider, and with the Ting Lu coming at the perfect timing, reduce the damage so Dondozo lived a double up from Landers and Calyx Ice Rider, able to get the KO into Landers, and then the Calyx was isolated. In game four, surprised there's no Archaludon, and Bullet Seed Rillaboom was definitely a bit harder to handle. And Terra Ice Kyogre caught me really off guard, but with some good positioning and I thought was going to be a good matchup, was a bit difficult, but Ogerpon Wellspring was able to put in a ton of work to help me secure the win. In game five, definitely a bit of a scary game, especially the lead was not exactly the best, but I was still able to power through. Had to take a bit of a risk, but was luckily able to do that with the Giratina being a very big helpful, knocking out the Urshifu thanks to the Sword of Ruin, and then was able to get a good endgame call right and pick up the final knockouts of the game. In game 6, I don't really want to blame it on the turn 1, but that turn 1 was just so massive and missing this Poltergeist. Maybe I could have went for a Dragon Claw, but I really just wanted as much damage with the Poltergeist in general because wasn't sure Dragon Claw was exactly guaranteeing the 2-shot onto the Rillaboom after the grassy terrain. Would have been a fantastic spot. I could have just picked up the knockout into that Rillaboom afterward. Would have been able to get Horn Leech recovery on the Ogerpon and get good damage in the Giraffe, and it would have been pretty nice. I think even with like a bunch of reads, and even if I got like a few of the micro turns right, it still looked pretty difficult just because I lost so much momentum on the early turn. And then Shadow Rider was just super difficult alongside Raging Bolt, where I just ended up losing so much momentum at the start. What do I think about Giratina-Origin form? I think this team was just really unique. Top 8 it was a really impressive accomplishment, and it's just really interesting to see. We've seen Ting Lu Dondozo do well with like Zamazenta, but I think the Giratina-Origin form, the Ghost Dragon coverage, is actually really unique here. I think offensively it's pretty solid. The Shadow Sneak priority is always much appreciated. I think it's just a really cool combination, especially because you're allowing Giratina to actually put in some work, which is really cool to see, and it was able to do a lot in today's video. Assuming we hit the Poltergeist, and I think we hit most of them, so I'm pretty happy otherwise. If you'd like to check out the details of the team and the creator, they'll be linked in the description down below. Otherwise, of course, subscribe to the channel for more VGC content as always.